Hello and welcome to the VCR podcast with me, Mike Trower. I'm here to help you on your video journey, giving you information, tips, advice, and coaching to help push your video content to help grow your business. So, welcome to this episode, and today we are talking about the recession. Right, so the recession. We're in 2022. And we're currently in a recession, and now this is for every country. So we're looking at America, we're looking at England, we're looking at Europe. We're talking about everywhere. Everywhere is in a recession. Um, it's not fun. It's not good. Businesses will close and businesses will open. Businesses will open because people will be leaving their corporate world. People will be leaving their current businesses, and people will be growing their own small businesses from nothing because they've lost their job in their corporate world, or they might be working at a hardware shop and said hardware shop might have closed down, and now they're doing their own thing with the knowledge that they've learned themselves through their own life, doing their own thing, much as the same as what I have. I lost my job because of a it wasn't necessarily a recession that I was in, but it was when I became a full-time parent, and the journey that I had to go on. So I'm going to take you back to a story in 2018 of where I started my video journey, and now I'm making a good wage for myself. I'm doing well at what I do. So I started my video journey back when I was homeless. I was 4 years ago. I was homeless with my two children. My daughter was 9 months old, and my son was 2. So I had a toddler and a baby, and I was in a homeless shelter in a town distant from home, hundreds of miles. And I had nothing but a £30 laptop that I bought from somebody at work and a phone. And these were the two things that helped me start my video journey. So a recession can make you. A recession, if I forced a recession upon myself because I lost everything when I became homeless. I became homeless because I had to leave the area that I was in because of a bad relationship, and me and my children moved away. So it's almost like, a homemade recession. And the cards I was dealt with. And with my laptop and my phone and my determination to do something, that's exactly what I did. And I'm going to go through what I did to make sure that I wasn't ever going to end up in a homeless shelter again. So I started to create video content, and this video content was aimed at children, aimed at families, aimed at people who were in poverty, as I was, aimed at homeless people, people who were in receipt of food bank food, help off the state. These were like social services or children's services. Um, people were getting help from these sort of places. So I started to create content mainly for my own mindset. Um, so I just put my mind into something, into a creative form, to make sure that I was doing something with my brain. I as well. When you go into a recession, there's nothing really for you to feed your brain with. There's nothing to feed on. There's nothing really for you to do that's creative, that can stimulate yourself, especially if you're in a vulnerable position and maybe you've lost your job or something like that. So what you would need to do is think about your skills, think about what you can offer people, create a business around what you can do for others. Maybe you do work for somebody else, but you just need something extra to pay for these ridiculous bills that we've got now. Maybe you need to just create that extra little bit of income, and creating your own business or starting your own business can help with that. If you do have your own business now at the moment and you want to double up on stuff, then that's exactly what you need to do. So you've got to think about your content strategy. So I'm not going to go into heavy detail about it, but I want to give you everything that you're going to need now. In your content strategy, you need to think, first off, what did I do before and what am I doing now? What do I want to keep doing that I've done before? And what do I want to get rid of? So let's look at the past. Evaluate. What was I doing before that worked? And what did I do before that didn't work? Scrap off the stuff that didn't work. We don't need that. Get the stuff that you're skilled at. Use those things, create content around those things, put that as your messaging and let people know that that's what you do, that's what you're there for, that's your purpose, that's what you're selling, that's the value that you give people. Those things that you know about, if you know about something and you're good at it, you're winning. People want everything. There's something out there for everybody. If you're interested in it, there's going to be more people like you who are also interested in it. So if you're a master at something or an expert at something, there's going to be other people who aren't an expert, but they still need to know, or they want you to do it for them. So look through what you've done in the past year, past 3 months, past 6 weeks, past 5 days. What have you done that's worked to get you an audience, or that's increased your insights? What have you done that's made those things better? This is all metrics. We're just looking at metrics. It's simple stuff once you start to look at it. So open up the app on your phone that you're using, or the apps that you're using, the two main apps that you're using. Go through what has worked. Write it down, big, right? Post-it notes or whatever on Canva. Make a document on Canva or something like that. The graphic design app. And you want to look at what's working in your content at the moment. Then you need to look at what skills you have. If you're good at video, that needs to be in your content plan. If you're good at creating good posts which engage people, then put that in your content plan. If you're doing podcasts, put that in your content plan. If you're getting lots of PR come through, put that in your content plan. If you're getting loads of interactions through your stories, put that in your content plan, in your strategy, in your plan. Make sure that you put your skills in your plan, and things that aren't your skills. If you're learning something currently, great. You're putting more into the box. You're bringing more stuff into the strategy. Don't spend all of your time learning stuff, because you've still got to create with the skills that you've got now. You still got to create, but always have something that's trickling in, some information about something new, and keep that coming in, because otherwise you're just going to go stale. So with your content strategy, you need to plan. Who am I talking to? What's the message I'm giving to them? What do they need now? What do they ask for? And what do they want? There's differences there. What do they ask for? And what do they want? They might ask for a specific thing, and you can help with that specific thing. But are they asking for a solution, or just help with it? So you've got to think about, I can resolve their whole pain by doing this thing. So keep that in your content. Keep reminding people. So if you've got if you've got 100 people in your audience, and apparently now it's 6% of your audience will see your post. So if you do a post, a video, or a piece of content or whatever, or it might be a video on YouTube, podcast like this. If you've created a piece of content and 6% of your audience sees it on Facebook, and then, one person out of that 6% buys. So you've got 100 people, you've got 6 people that see it, and one person buys. That's great. Now we need to do that again. And you do that again. You do it a few days later or next week or something like that. You do it again and somebody else sees it again. Now, if you're delivering one piece of content every couple of days and one person buys and 6 people see it, you need to double up now. It's time to double up on your content through the recession. There's people who are going to be not doing as much content because they're like, oh God, I'm going to lose my business. It's all going to go wrong. It's all going to go bad. Everything's going to be a mess. I'm going to lose everything. So what you need to try and do is double up, and where they're dipping, that's where you'll excel. So make sure that you double up on your content. Now, this is easier said than done, because what you need to do when you deliver something, normally you will end up talking about 2 or 3 things while you're delivering a piece of content. If you just stick to one thing in your video, just stick to one thing and make it a bit of a shorter video so it's easier to digest, you've still reached the same audience as what you would have done when you were doing 3 things in one video. You were talking about 3 different things, but now it's just one thing. You just make that video and share it to your followers and they will see it. Then you share that other thing, the second thing that you were talking about, as a separate video, completely separate video. the same audience, it goes to the same audience, but more people then see it. So now you've got 100 people, you've posted it to 100 people, 6% have seen it, so 6 people. Then you've posted another video to the same 100 people, another 6% will see it. And then the third thing that you were going to say in your original video is gone as a separate video to 100 people, and 6% have seen that. So now you've got 3 different pieces of content spanned over 3 different days that you could have recorded all in one go as one video, and then you just split it into 3 separate videos. So now you've got 3 times as much content. I All right, you might not be able to do 3 times as much content, but you've got to double up. It's time to double up. Once you've created a strategy, once you know what you're talking about, who you're talking to, and what platforms you're using, what skills you've got, and what worked before, you've started to create a plan for your next, however long your strategy is going to be, 3 months, 6 months, a year. You've now planned how you're going to deliver your content. Now you've just got to work through the content. You've got to be like, what's valuable to my followers at this time? What can I do to help them on their journey for their business, or what can I sell them which is going to improve their life? Now the thing with recession is there's only 2 things that really sell in a recession: things to do with health and things to do with wealth. And I learned this from Lisa Johnson. She said that the only 2 things that really sell in a recession are health and wealth. Now that means that, say you're a window cleaner, right, and you've got nothing to do with health or wealth, but what you do have is something that can clear windows. Now, my kitchen window gets ridiculously dirty, and when I don't clean it or have it cleaned, I go into the kitchen in the morning to make my coffee, and I look at it, and it's disgusting, and it's horrible, and it's just because of the way that the house is facing towards the road, and it just gets filthy. But when I get that window cleaned, it makes me feel better. I know it's mad, but this is why I wanted to say this example, because when I see that glass window and it's clear and I can see the trees on the other side, it really makes me feel better. And so if you're a window cleaner and you're trying to promote wealth or health, then the health side of it is that feeling in the morning when you look at something that's crystal clear, you can see out, and it just makes you feel good about the world. It makes you feel clear and refreshed. And that's because that's how I feel when I look at that window. It's fact. That's how I feel. So if you think that you've got something in your business which isn't to do with health or wealth, think about the benefits of what it is that you do. Like, you got to think of how your service or product can change the way that people feel once they've bought it, once they start to use it. How does that make them feel better? Now, the second thing that I wanted to talk about was how you react to a recession. So, do you fight, flight, or freeze? And obviously, if you freeze, you're not going to grow. You won't. You're not going to be able to. You're not going to be showing too much stuff to your audience. You're going to be sat there. People are going to overtake you. The world is going to swallow you up, and you could lose your business if you just stay as you are. Um, um. So that's if you freeze. If you fight, then well, let's go for flight first. If you fly, so if you do one, you're going to shut your business down and go on to something else, or you're going to quit your job because they haven't got enough work for you. You might be a cleaner for a cleaning business, and they might say, "I'm sorry, Susan, but we don't have as many hours for you this week." Like, you could either get stuck in and do something else and say, "Well, I can help with this other thing, or I can do that," or go and find out some more cleaning businesses that might need some help, or you can just freeze, or you could quit, and you'll be like, "Oh, it's pointless. I'm not going to get anywhere. I'm just going to do one. I'm just going to forget it." So there's 3 options, but you need to attack. Now is the time to attack. You need to be, nobody scored goals from running away. They only scored goals from attacking, from going for it. And that's what you've got to do. You've got to double up on your content. You've got to find the strategy for your content, and you've got to go for it. You've got to put everything into your, all your eggs in, not even the basket. Put all your eggs into the farm and let it grow. Be 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 incredible with it. Be powerful with it. Be Be really strong with what you've got. So get the information behind you of what you're trying to push, what you're trying to sell, the information, the marketing, get everything ready, and then just keep going on the attack. Keep telling your followers how you can help them. Keep going. If they see the same thing over and over again and they're not buying it, that's because they're not interested. They're not gonna. If they moan that you're sharing too much of the same content, then they're never gonna buy from you anyway, or they're not, or they don't believe you. So then you need to change your messaging. If people, if people are saying to you, you share the same thing over and over again, when you're going to share something different. This is my expertise. This is what I do. This is what I'm telling you. This is what, I know about this stuff, right? And if you're still in my audience and you've never bought, that's because you're either not ready or this isn't for you. There's new people coming into the circle all the time. And I need to restart at the beginning constantly so that these new people are aware of everything that I'm doing right from the beginning. And then they move through the cycle, they move through like the sale. Once they buy something, then they can be on their way. But you've always got to keep circulating. Don't be afraid that don't be afraid that you just keep going over the same thing over and over again, because that's exactly what we're doing. We're bringing awareness to our expertise. We're here to help people. The last point I want to make is about finances. So, remember when you paid for that gym membership in January and you went 3 times, never went back, but then paid it for the rest of the year? That's got to stop now in the recession. Stop paying that £15, £20 a month, £25 a month, whatever it is. Stop paying that and invest it back into your business. That could be investing it into a virtual assistant. That could be investing it into a microphone so you can start delivering podcasts. That might be investing it into a course to help mindset. That could be investing it into one-to-one with a strategy coach. Get rid of those subscriptions that you're not using. Get rid of those payments that you're not using. Collect it all. And if you can, then invest it back into the business to grow. The only way of growing is to learn new stuff and do something that you haven't already done. And that's the key. That's the key for success. To keep powering through, to get your strategy right. The key to success at the moment is to get your strategy right, get your messaging across, build trust with your clients and your followers. Fight. Don't freeze. Fight. Reduce your costs and invest in assets, things that make you money. Invest in assets. Get rid of those liabilities. Get rid of those things that are causing us pain, that we're not using. We can get them back. You can get them back. If you're using the gym, go to the gym. Get a fucking gym. If you're using the gym, go to the gym, right? I'm not saying quit the gym. What I'm saying is quit paying for stuff that you're not using. Invest it back into yourself. Mindset courses, Instagram courses, whatever you're doing, podcast equipment, a better camera. Choose what you want to invest in and put it in properly. Don't just buy something and never use it. That's not what I'm saying. And if you've got nothing to invest in, then keep it back. So these are the points that I wanted to make. I hope the recession is good to you, and I hope that you can power through. If you need more help with recession stuff, then please give me a call, or give me an email. If you need more help with a strategy for your content, then let me know. I can help you with it. I've got a few mini courses as well that are available. So just hit the link in the description below and or in the show notes, and I can get it sorted. So, that's it for today. But I really want you to be able to grow in this recession, dominate your industry, and come out the other side with more. So thank you very much for joining me today. And I will see you in the next one. If you've enjoyed this, then please subscribe to me. You can subscribe as a podcast, wherever you get your pods from, and you can also watch it back on YouTube as well. So thank you very much, and I will see you soon.